Hi there guys, it's Dan here at GigantQuest. Welcome back to the channel, where today we're bringing you our winning Chien-Pao deck list from our recent league challenge on the 11th of August. We've covered Chien-Pao previously here on the channel, however it's safe to say the list has evolved quite a bit since then, with continuous discussion ongoing across the community of how best to play Chien-Pao and whether it's even viable as a competitive deck. Our list is a variation of a version that has been dubbed Noah's Ark. For those not familiar with Noah's Ark, it has been covered before with Joe over at Omnipoke providing an analysis, along with other versions of the deck prior to Worlds. But without further delay, let's dive into our winning list. Starting off, we're playing 3 copies of the Chien-Pao EX. 3 seems to be the minimum requirement here. As your main attacker, you'll always need access to 2 copies at some point in order to draw your water energy out with Shivery Chill and to attack with Hailblade. The 3rd copy gives you that reassurance in case you prize one. And then to support, we're playing a 3-2 line of Baxcalibur with Frigibax. For this, we've chosen the 60 HP version of Frigibax, which only has a retreat cost of 1 energy. This has proven crucial for games where we've started with Frigi in the active. The single energy retreat cost allows us to attach to active in order to retreat to get Chien-Pao back into active, to Shivery Chill and draw more water energy, thinning out the deck and prepping us in hand to accelerate those energies with Baxcalibur's Super Cold ability. We then have a single copy of Manaphy to offer our bench protection. As we're playing stage 2 deck in certain matchups against Guardy or Lost Box, it's often necessary to bench multiple Frigibax due to the threat of their quick setup potential, threatening to take us out before we've had chance to evolve up, so Manaphy helps us prevent that. We're then playing Radiant Greninja. This is in order to threaten other stage 2 decks ourselves, as with Super Cold it's relatively easy to get 3 energies on board by turn 2 if they haven't got Manaphy benched themselves. Then Conceal Cards gives us a great draw option that is always available thanks to Chien-Pao's Shivery Chill. You should always have water energy in hand to utilise this if needed. And next up is Lumineon V. Once again played as a one-off, having access to Luminous Sign is too good to pass on as you look to have Irida in hand on turn 2, allowing you to grab a Baxcalibur and Rare Candy to get your Frigibax evolved up for that super cold energy acceleration. We're then playing a 1-1 line of Bidoof and Bibarel. This gives us a great way to refill our hand after using cards that require us to discard, such as Ultra Ball and Superior Energy Retrieval. It also provides a great answer to Iono, both your opponents by allowing you to reload your hand again where you may have otherwise bricked, but also your own Iono, as you will be able to play more freely knowing you won't be harming yourself when you're ahead in the prizes. And we're closing off the list with a 1-1 Arceus V and V-Star line. The support in V for Chien-Pao has always been debated, with Palkia as the other option. However, having access to Starbirth on turn 2 with Arc has proved invaluable. It helps you get set up and rolling. Not only can it grab you Irida for candy backs, but also gives you any other cards you may need to get yourself rolling, such as a Switch to get into the active, an Energy to ensure you're hitting correct numbers, Vacuum to remove a Stadium or tool, a Stadium of your own perhaps, or Cologne for your Radiant Greninja play, or even a backup attacker for next turn. While we're not using Arceus as an attacker as such, it should be noted that it can attack and accelerate the energy from Trinity Charge or Trinity Nova to itself. Chien-Pao can then discard this during a later attack. This is what makes it our go-to for the deck, and is also where the deck gets its name from, thanks to its vast supporting cast. Moving into the supporters, we start off with 4 copies of Irida. This card is what makes the deck tick, and having 4 copies is critical to give you the best odds of drawing into it when it's needed, which as previously mentioned will typically be for candy backs on your second turn, but it's such a versatile card that it can be used to good effect throughout the game, grabbing you the pieces you need as you go. We then play 2 copies of Boss's Orders. This gives us the flexibility to target down specific Pokemon on the bench on turns that we've already set up, and can allow us to be disruptive against weaker basic Pokemon that your opponent is trying to set up themselves, or take out big threats, as Chien-Pao's damage is capable of one-shotting any Pokemon, providing we have enough energy on the field. It can also open a door to our Greninja Cologne play, leading to potential multiple KOs in one turn. We're then playing 2 copies of Iono, and 1 copy of Professor's Research. Both are here for draw support and to reload our hand, however they both achieve this at different stages of the game and for different situations. Iono is preferable as we don't lose resources, however this can brick ourselves if we're ahead in the prize race, which would give our opponent an advantage. This is why the 1 copy of Research is included. For those games where we may only need 1 or 2 cards that are still in deck, we're therefore not concerned about discarding our hand, but only finding what we need to continue and play. In order to achieve an optimal setup for this deck, we're playing 4 copies of VIP Pass alongside 4 copies of Ultra Ball and 3 copies of Nest Ball. These are at slightly higher counts to other Chempower decks, however getting that turn 2 Starbirth off is a main goal for us, along with ensuring we have a Frigibax on the bench ready to evolve. These counts seem to be optimal and help to ensure we have that Ultra Ball ready on turn 2 to fetch our V-Star, or even failing that, Irida can grab our Ultra Ball for Arceus V-Star, to then utilise Starbirth for Candybax instead. We then play 4 copies of the Superior Energy Retrieval. This gives us a maximum potential of being able to recover our discarded energies, either from Hailblade or concealed cards, allowing us to recycle them and accelerate again with Super Cold. This is crucial to keeping the deck flowing, ensuring you don't run out of energy. We're then playing 2 copies of Rare Candy to use alongside our Baxcalibur. We only play a 2-2 line of Baxcalibur and Rare Candy, which is quite thin and maybe the only part of the deck I'd consider potentially changing, as if you prize both candies or backs, then you have no way of accelerating energy and taking consistent KOs. But playing the thin lines allows us access to the following one-of items, which I found to be just as crucial in certain matchups. These are 1 copy of Switch, 1 copy of Escape Rope, Heavy Ball, Cologne, Lost Vacuum, and Super Rod. We're then moving away from the previous stadium of choice, which was Skaters Park, and instead of playing 2 copies of Lost City. This is to allow us to get a certain Pokemon into the Lost Zone, such as your opponent's Manaphy or their main attackers, ensuring they can't recycle them. And then 1 copy of Temple of Sinnoh, which is valuable in combating decks that are still prevalent in the meta, such as Lugia V-Star, Mew VMAX and other Arceus builds using double turbo energy. We then round out the list with 10 copies of basic water energy. So 10 copies here feels about right with the amount you're drawing with Shivery Chill and discarding with Hailblade and concealed cards. Anything less feels like you're risking running out too early in the game, relying too heavily on Superior Energy Retrieval early on, especially if you end up prizing 1 or 2 copies of either Water Energy or the Superior Energy Retrievals. That concludes our first place Chempower list for you. We hope you've enjoyed seeing what works for us. If you have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comments, and if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe to help support the channel. And you can now support us even more too. JankQuest is proud to be affiliated partners with Magic Madhouse, so be sure to follow and purchase using our link for all your Pokemon TCG needs. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.